Week time.
What's up, what's up, what's up? We are back once again. This is your boy Big Ruck.
Brother Los.
Brother Jan.
Boy Bishop.
And we are the Daily Smoke.
Okay, smoke.
What's up, man? We are here for, what is this, episode what?
113.
113.
113.
What?
Yeah, man, 113. That's what's up,
Getting
man.
there. Our subscribers are up, so thank y'all very
For
much.
real, for
Yes.
real. And listen, we're about to hit that 1K. So
Right,
please, man, y'all share, like, and subscribe. But please make sure y'all subscribe. We only
Right.
got a little less than 40 to go, and we're
Right.
gonna hit that 1K, man.
That's
So,
good. Yep.
so we appreciate y'all. We love
And-
y'all.
And please keep spreading the word. We hope y'all are out there telling other folks about the show.
Yes.
You know,
Most
share it with your people. If you think we got something interesting to say and they might want to hear it, man, let them know.
Absolutely.
You know, send it out to your people. We appreciate any and all the help that we can get from y'all because we're really trying to make this a bigger thing so we can talk to more people.
Most
Right.
definitely.
Hit that
most
like button
definitely.
too. A lot of y'all been hitting it more often, so appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Appreciate
too.
that for sure.
Keep on hitting it. Keep
Most
on hitting it.
definitely. And shout out to Brother Ron, man. He's still dealing with some
Yeah.
things. So we are keeping him in our prayers. And he'll be back soon. You know what I'm saying? He'll be back soon. So Brother Ron, we love you, man. Can't wait till you get back, bro.
Wishing you good health,
Most
brother.
definitely.
Right.
Most definitely.
Wishing you restored health, man.
Most definitely, man.
If not, you're gonna have to borrow that foot, man.
Right?
Hey, I got a spare waiting
Know what
on
I'm
you,
saying?
man. I got a spare waiting on you, brother. So, you know, just let me know if you need it. Shit. It's been in the closet for a little bit. All I got to do is dust it off, and you're good to go.
Got your name on
Got
it.
for
Got
real,
your name,
nigga.
You know.
Shit.
So just let me know, brother. I got you.
Say word. How everybody doing, man?
Good, always good.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Say word. Say word.
So, okay. There was something I said I was gonna bring up,
Yeah.
and now I'm drawing a blank on what it was.
Week time.
Well, I tell you what, while you trying to figure that out, man, you know, I had seen, not to get serious too quick,
Right.
but there was this thing I saw, man, where I don't remember what city it happened in, but it was these two kids at a mall. It was a white boy and a black boy.
I saw that.
I saw that, right?
Yeah.
The white dude was
The
telling
white
the story.
dude, no.
Oh,
The white dude, the white boy, they like school age kids,
No,
like
I saw
teenagers.
some dude telling about it. Some country
Oh,
redneck looking
maybe
like
so.
dude
Maybe
showing
so.
the video.
See,
That's how I
didn't
saw the
see-
video.
Yeah, okay. So, no, I just saw the actual
Yeah.
video. Like another kid was videotaping the actual thing that happened.
Yeah.
So what happened, y'all, in case y'all haven't seen it, was, you know, you could see this white boy and this black boy standing there in front of each other at the mall, and the white boy, like, he put his finger in the black boy's face or something. It looked like
He was his bully. He was bullied, and the black dude finally confronted him there. That's what.
Oh,
it
that's
said.
what it
He
was?
he
Okay,
was some
so
bullying
all I-
something, and he finally confronted him, and this is what happened.
So
Yeah.
when I'm looking at it, all I see is a white boy doing something
Mhm.
like this, and the black boy was, you know, he kind of had his head down. Looked like he was scared at first, and then the white boy pushed him, and then the black dude swung, and they started fighting and tussling, and then they fell on the ground. The white boy was on top of him, and the cops came in, and the first cop grabbed the white boy, threw him back, and like pushed him down on this bench.
He landed, on like
Right.
a bench. Yeah.
And the other cop grabbed the black boy, and he was already on the ground, so he flipped him over, and he started like putting his hands behind his back. And then the cop that grabbed the white boy and pushed him away from him on the bench, she came over. It was a she, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
And they said,
she
"Look like
came
she-"
over and started helping the other cop, you know,
Right.
Cuff him up.
cuff
She
the
put her
black
knee
boy on the ground.
on
Yeah,
his shoulder. She was kneeling while he was there.
Right.
Trying to mess with
and
her.
the white boy was sitting down first, and during the whole time he's sitting there, then all of a sudden it's like he started feeling like hell yeah. Like he didn't say that, but that's what his
He
posture
stood up.
looked like, because he stood up after a while and was looking
Right,
down
right.
like hell yeah, but he didn't say that. He just standing there, and it looked like he was thinking
yeah,
that.
the posture.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then after they got the boy, you know, fully handcuffed and everything, then the police chick, she stood up and she walked towards him, You know, but it didn't look like she was about to do it. She just walked towards him slowly, and then the video cut off. So now there's this big stink about, you know, why did they just handcuff the black boy and let the white boy just stand there?
Well,
you know,
we know
like
why.
nothing. Well, of course.
We know why.
So-
and if I remember correctly, both the cops were, at least they looked white.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
might have been
They
Hispanic.
looked white.
They
may
might have been Hispanic or something like that. I don't
black.
know.
Yeah, but
But
they weren't black.
from what I could see, they were very fair skinned. Let's just
Right,
say that.
right.
So they were not his people as far as the black boy who got cuffed up.
Right.
But it just goes to show you, man. You know. I mean, we've said it over and over again. The examples keep happening over and over again. It's the same
It's the
thing.
same shit.
They look at us and they see a threat.
Yep.
It doesn't matter that we've never done anything to harm this country. I mean, even at our heaviest moments, even if you want to talk about like Black Panther Party, those kind of organizations, they never committed any acts of violence.
They didn't.
You know, they never went out and like killed white people or in a mob or all this kind of stuff. We didn't lynch nobody.
Right.
We're the most nonviolent people in this country, really. Even statistically speaking, the majority of violent crimes are committed by white people because they're the majority.
Right.
So we're not. I mean, as a group, we're nonviolent, but we are perceived as a threat. No matter where we go, no matter what we do. If you comply, you're a threat. If you don't comply, you're a threat. It doesn't matter. You can't win.
Can't win, man.
You know.
I saw it. I don't know if it's TikTok or one of them things that does that shit. It was a white dude that if you looked at the white, you think, oh, that's a racist motherfucker. But he's saying, okay, I'm gonna show y'all a video about something that happened about this kid that's being bullied, and he's finally confronting him. So he lets the video go. And like when you said the black kid was looking down, the black kid was there. Well, let's go outside. Let's go outside. He kept telling him to go outside, and that's when the dude pushed him. And they get the fight, and then he said, "I'm gonna stop the video at a certain point, and then you're gonna tell me. I want to know what you think happened." So when he stopped it, I'm like, he stopped it just as the police gate got there. I'm like, oh, I know what's gonna happen here.
Right.
Right.
You already know.
You already knew, and then he let it run. And the funny part was, the white boy was on the brother. So
On
isn't
top.
he the attract? The brother's getting beat up, but you
Right.
gotta take him off and jump on him and rough him up like he's the problem.
Right.
You weren't even around here nowhere.
Like
You
at
was-
the very least, even if the position that they were in, as a cop, security guard, whatever, rolling up on the scene, you don't know who started it.
Right.
You don't know who provoked who.
Right.
So your goal should be to get them both separated,
Right.
both secured, and then figure out
Right.
what happened.
Right.
Exactly.
But no, you literally let one dude sit down and catch his
Right.
breath
Right.
while
Right.
you literally are like stomping on the other dude.
Right. He literally could have walked the hell off.
He could have.
It was that much time passed,
Right.
and they were not paying attention
coulda got
to
up
him.
and walked
He
away.
could have got. He had enough time to sit there on the bench, watch, and get brave enough to stand up
Mm-hmm.
and continue to watch.
That's what I was thinking, because when the dude said, "Let me know what happened," I'm seeing it. I'm like, "Is that kid gonna get?" I thought that was what was gonna be
Yeah.
the video. That kid, I'm like, "Is he gonna get up and walk away?" And just
Right.
Because that's what I noticed. No one's watching him.
That's what I
he could have
thought,
got
too.
up and just walked away all
Right.
calm.
I thought he was
and
gonna
they would
just walk
let
off.
him go. But like you said, they should have grabbed the white boy off, picked the brother up. All right, what the fuck's going on
Right.
here? There's a bunch of witnesses that are
right.
here that know the kid could have been able to explain it. So look, this dude has been fucking with me all the time,
And
and,
if-
I finally said, no more of this shit. But no, they didn't
And
even
if you
think
put
that.
the cuffs on one, there should have been cuffs
Right.
on both.
Both.
Right.
And see, and the problem
That's the
is,
same thing the dude said in the video.
but the problem is, to me, as cops, everything about that was wrong, because they shouldn't have put cuffs on either one of them.
Right.
To me, their ages.
Right.
For me, cops should have came in, pulled them both apart, and found out what the hell
Right.
was wrong,
Right.
and talked to them both, and tried to fix the situation,
Right.
and be peace officers instead of police.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because these are kids.
Right.
You know, that's an interesting distinction you make between a
Yeah.
police, a cop,
And a
peace
peace
officer.
officer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's
'Cause
what they're
we don't
supposed
have.
to be.
We don't have peace officers.
Peace officers don't exist anymore.
No, we don't
that's,
have.
That's
those.
what the dude in the video was saying. He said, "Reform. You can't reform that. That's
Exactly.
got nothing
You
to do
can't.
with reforming
You
a
can't.
cop doing his job. And that's got to be with someone who sees black He's the problem.
Exactly.
That's what he was saying.
I
He's
saw
the problem.
somebody talking about it, and they were talking about these cops have to be trained, and they have to. And I'm like, man, that has nothing to do with training.
No,
They
not
have
that.
years of training.
Right.
When you start
That's
doing
ingrained.
that shit, that's some ingrained, shit.
That's what he said.
But do you
in that
know,
person.
in America as a whole, and of course each state, each city can have different requirements on what they require to
Right.
become a cop. But in America, across the board, we generally have the shortest time periods that it
yes.
takes to become a cop.
Yeah.
Like you can become a cop in like I think in for HPD, I want to say it's like 6 months.
Yeah, I think it is 6 months.
You go to school for like 6 months.
And you don't even need a college education.
No, you don't. And
As long as
that's
you don't
part.
have no felonies.
And
you
that's
can go
part of the
apply for
problem
crazy.
is we
Yeah.
need to do better screening of our police officers,
Yeah.
and they do need better training. I honestly believe they need better training because
They
they
do
need
need
they need more
But
training.
you can't retrain that.
No, you need to start retiring existing cops
Right.
and hiring whole new
That's
batches
right.
and put them
That's
under
right.
a new new
right.
order of operations.
Right.
Oh no, we don't like we're gonna let them go with y'all on ride-alongs and stuff, but we don't need you teaching nothing to them as far as policy and
Exactly.
procedure.
Exactly.
Because no,
And I'm a firm believer in the fact that whenever you have police officers patrolling any area, they need to be from that area. If they're not from that area,
They
then
need to
they
live
don't
there.
need to work that area.
they need to live there.
They need to be exactly. They
You
need to live in that
neighborhood.
area to police that area.
I remember growing up, you know, back in the day in South Park, one of the streets in my neighborhood, there was a cop. We knew him. You know, matter of fact, I don't even remember his name, but he was Mr. Police Officer.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
we had a Mr. Police Officer and we had a Mr. Mailman in my neighborhood.
Say word.
Because we didn't know their names, but we know
Right.
what they did.
Right.
And I remember being a kid thinking, that's a cool dude.
Yeah.
You know, we see him out on the weekends washing
Yeah.
his car,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that. Then we see him patrolling around the neighborhood.
Right.
If he saw us at the little corner store, he
Right.
stopped, hey.
Right.
You know, I went to school with his kids. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
And see, that's why I'm saying that. Because if that is how they would set up policing,
Yeah.
then the shit that we just
A
talked
lot of
about
that stuff,
would
yeah.
not happen, man.
Right. He can
'Cause-
keep you out of trouble every time he see you, or if
Yeah.
something's going on. If
Or
it's
if
him,
and
If he
not
see
gonna
you
break
messing
y'all
with
up like
somebody
that.
who he know is
Right.
bad,
Right.
he
He gonna
hey
tell you.
man,
Right. And not
Right.
only that, you as a kid coming up, you're gonna respect the law
Right,
more.
right.
Yeah.
Because you know that person and
Right.
you know that their intentions
Right.
towards you is not malicious.
Driving
because
you
of
big
because
wanna
of
be a cop.
because
Right.
of that guy, I used to like police officers.
Right.
I used to think like, you know, typical stereotypical kid growing up, I thought police officers were the good guys.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
supposed to be.
and it wasn't until I got to be a teenager and started having my own like 13, started probably about the age like 13, 14, somewhere up in there.
Yeah.
Started having interactions with cops that was fucked up because I was a young black dude.
Yeah.
You know, and
Y'all a
then
bunch of little thugs and shit. That's why they fuck with y'all.
I mean-
don't try to say something different.
you ain't
We
you
heard
ain't
y'all
got
say the other day how y'all were when y'all were younger. That's why the
now
cops
you
is
bringing
fucking
up
with
now you bringing up old shit. Now you bringing up old shit. Why you gotta be bringing up old shit?
You said when you were young. That's when y'all did that shit.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of shit too.
Hey,
Good
man.
lord.
we did, man. But you know,
Yeah, but that
I
would
was
help.
finna say, but we never did nothing to warrant going to jail. But that would be a lie.
That would be a lie.
That
Yeah.
would be
You
a
just
lie.
didn't get caught.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we got caught. we went to jail a lot.
Speak for yourself, homie. I only got caught once.
The one with the one leg got away.
Everybody
Damn,
else in the
y'all should have
apartment,
followed him.
We all got caught a whole bunch of times.
Y'all should have followed Jonathan. He knew the way
Shit.
out.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Jonathan was at work a lot. That's why. That's the only reason. Let's not get it twisted, folks. The only reason he ain't get arrested as much is because when we was all getting locked up, his ass was at work.
Hey man, I was about my paper, dude.
Hey, we was all about our paper. We just got it different.
That's
Oh,
crazy. I
man.
saw
Oh,
that today
shit.
too. But yeah, we were saying about that cop. Someone like that, because he knows you. If
Yeah.
he sees y'all getting into some shit, he's gonna pull over, pull y'all apart, talk to y'all, tell y'all to
Probably
take
call
your
your
ass
parents.
Absolutely.
You know, at
or
worst,
tell
call
you, yo,
your-
next time I'm talking to your parents. Next
Yeah,
fuck
man.
off.
Because he's
You know.
going to feel some sense of responsibility for you because
Right.
he knows you or knows of you or knows your parents or knows somebody in your family or something like that, man.
And-
you know what I'm saying? It's,
And on the flip side of that thing, think about it. If you like in my neighborhood where I live right now, when I moved into that neighborhood, right across the street in my little cul-de-sac, there was a cop. You know, he was a KDISD cop, patrol car sitting there parked in the driveway. So, do you think we ever had any problems with like people coming on our street and stealing shit? No, cause you right there in the neighborhood.
The car's right there.
You know, people see that car in the neighborhood. Niggas driving through the neighborhood looking for houses to break
They're
into.
not
Oh,
going
see
in
that?
that
Oh,
way.
there's a cop in there. All right, man, let me get the hell up out of
Exactly.
here. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So not only do you get the benefit as the cop of knowing the community, knowing the people that you're dealing with, maybe even knowing some of the situations that's going on. So when you see Ray down at the store acting stupid, you know he's not really violent. He just might be a little bit off.
Right.
You know, he's not a crackhead. He just have some issues.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Right.
it could be something that you get benefits on both sides. The cop gets an easier time of doing his job because he knows the community, and the people get cops who don't treat you like dirt.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Look,
saying?
Burley says my uncle lived in Third Ward and worked at the station on Makawa.
That's right down
That's
the
the
street.
Hey,
hood.
man.
That's
We
Yeah,
have
down-
all visited
Man, I didn't-
Makawa a few times.
I didn't
I've
been
kind of
to-
the same neighborhood like so.
No, Makawa is South Park.
But
That's down the
but
street
Third
from
Ward
where-
was like
That's-
the same kind of neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same
So
kind of
it's-
neighborhood.
I mean, they
They're
right
the
there
same-
next to
right,
each other. Yeah.
right,
Okay.
right.
Because that's what I was gonna say. Well, why should I have to live in the neighborhood when I try to get out the hood? Why should I go work and live back in the hood? You know, I became
Well-
a cop to get the fuck out of
Well,
here.
see, the
You know?
thing about I mean, I guess that depends on the type of neighborhood too.
Right.
Because like where Makawa is, it's the hood, but it's not the ghetto.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
So
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
different
Like
in
South
Third
Park
Ward.
is the hood. South Park ain't the ghetto.
Right, right.
It's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Now Third Ward, that's
Parts of Third Ward is
that was like,
ghetto.
yo, that's-
Parts of Third Ward is hood. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
parts of Third Ward is ghetto.
Yeah, parts of Third Ward is ghetto and parts of it is hood. Just like parts of Fifth Ward is ghetto, parts of it is upscale.
right.
Yeah,
You
I
know
used
what
I
I'm
used to
saying?
live in one of the ghetto parts of it. Man, it was so bad. I drove down the same street coming and going to work that some of the prostitutes who would hang out on that corner because there was a motel right
Yeah.
around the corner from where I live,
Yeah.
and the prostitutes would wave at me because they see me
I
every
can
day.
see you every
They
day.
see
Hey!
like, hey.
Sure does.
That was the signal. See you later. See you on the way
Time.
home. You're like, okay, he's right on time. Yep, I told
Look,
y'all Johnny was rolling.
If my ex-wife is watching, if she's watching, she can vouch for me. They would do it when she was in the car.
Oh,
So
man.
y'all got into some of that freaky shit, huh?
Nah, dude, shit. Matter of fact, back then she was pregnant.
Even freakier.
There is no winning this. I'm
Right. Because it's just gonna get deeper.
I'm just gonna let that go.
And deeper. Right.
There is nothing I can say.
You know, once you said she waved, that's it.
That was
Done.
it.
It was it. It was
it,
gone.
man.
That's right, Kevin. Weed time. That's
Weed
what's going on.
time.
You know, shit.
Oh,
Thanks
man.
for joining, man. Appreciate
Most
it. He's always
definitely,
there
man.
too.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Yeah, they do. After that one, I saw the one where it was like a 14-year-old girl, and there was two cops.
Mm-hmm.
She was kept screaming something. I don't know what the guy's saying. Like, those are two grown men manhandling a 14-year-old girl. This happened a while back, I think.
I think I know the one you're
It
talking
was
about.
Two cops and a girl wearing white. That's all you can see
Yeah.
in the frame, and
And-
they threw her on the ground and shit. I'm like, the hell's going on here?
I saw that, and the minute I realized what was happening, I couldn't watch it, and I had to like move past it. I couldn't,
Yeah, see,
because I was like, I can't. I was like, that's the kind of shit that I mean, it's bad enough to see us, men being treated that way,
Mhm.
but when y'all are doing women that way,
Yeah.
you a punk motherfucker.
And
you know what I'm
not
saying?
Yeah.
No,
You
but
just
the thing is,
real
not
shit.
so much woman, a little girl.
right.
A little
Even worse.
14-year-old girl
Yeah.
too. It would be like me and Ruck walking up on a little 14 or throwing her on the ground and
Yeah.
roughing her up, even though she's trying to fight us. We're they were rough because she kept saying, "No, call somebody, call my brother," some shit.
Yeah.
She kept saying. I don't know where it was at, but I was like, and the dude who was saying, he said like,
Exactly.
he was like, "Y'all two grown men throwing around a little girl. Y'all been trained better than this. Come on now.
man.
Like, what the fuck is that? You know? Would y'all have done that to a little white girl that's 14?
No.
Y'all would have
Right.
asked her
Hell
what's
no.
going on and probably
Right.
took her home and shit.
Right.
So that was that. Yeah, it was the one that I saw after that.
And
that,
where did that happen? Do you know?
I don't know. All I say was after I saw the one with the dude at the mall.
Yeah.
The next reel was
that.
it's another dude. And it's funny because both of these dudes that were doing this reel, if I saw them walking the street, I'm like, redneck ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's how they look.
Yeah.
Like that's a Klan member. That's
Right,
a Klan member.
right.
But they
But
were
they
trying
were-
to.
they
They were like,
But
this
you know
is
what, though?
bullshit. Like
Yeah.
this is bullshit.
I've been seeing a lot of that, like
Me
on
too.
TikToks and,
Yeah.
and on
Me
Instagram.
too.
I've been
Right.
seeing a lot of white people who are, and white people you wouldn't even think, like you would see them walking down the street, and you probably, you know,
You
in your
think-
own mind,
Right.
you would think, oh, he's probably
Right.
racist.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He probably hates black
Right.
people. But these are the
It's like-
ones that are now coming out. There's one on TikTok. His screen name is something redneck. I forgot.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, liberal redneck or something like that.
Yeah.
And like if you saw him, he looked like a trucker. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Beard and
Level
everything.
frame.
But then you listen to what he's actually talking about, and he's like, you know, black folks is getting mistreated in this
Right.
country.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and me as a white person, I have to stand up and do something to fix it. It's not on them to fix it.
Right.
And I'm like,
That was cool. That was
yes.
Man,
Yeah.
listen, it's this one on my account that got hacked that I still ain't got back, you motherfucker. But anyway, so there's this white dude who we're friends on there and shit, and real cool dude, right? When you see him, like you'll never expect him to be the type of person he is, right? He literally looks like he would be a racist, right?
Yeah.
But you know, and again, when we say that, that's us having stereotypes.
That's what I was
Of
going to
course,
say. That's
of course.
and
You know
these
what
dudes
I'm
are
saying?
breaking
It's
that a
the
little
same
bit.
shit, right?
Yeah.
But you know, but to make a long story short, when you see this dude, you would think that he's racist, but all he does is stand up against bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stands up against racism. He's cool as fuck. He always smoking weed. He got teeth missing and shit. You know what I'm saying? But he
Okay.
cool as fuck. He
Yeah.
got a black girlfriend, and she has kids, and he raises the kids like they his own. He loves them to death. You know, I mean, just a good dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a beautiful thing, man, because you're starting to see a whole lot more of that.
Right.
You know what
They're
I'm saying?
breaking
that's
that
actually-
stereotype.
Yeah,
that
they're
we
breaking
have
that
towards the-
stereotype.
There's actually one YouTuber that I watch, white dude. He considers himself a redneck.
Yeah.
And one of his first posts, because he has black friends, he was like, I got invited to a black barbecue.
Yeah, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
yeah,
I like that dude.
yeah. He's real cool. He's funny too, man. He was talking
After
about.
that, he was
being
like,
a-
man, I ain't never going back to that damn
Right,
old bland
right.
ass pig salad and shit. Man, black people. He was trying to say like, yo, y'all need to come to one of these. If you don't,
Right.
if you're white and you eat white, come to one of these. You'll
Right,
never go
dog.
back to eat mama's shit again. Like fuck that.
What's funny is I knew a white dude like that, a real life guy I used to work with, and he was just straight laced. I mean, he was just a white dude.
Yeah.
If white bread had a face,
Yeah.
it would have been his.
Say what?
He wasn't a bad guy.
Yeah.
He just, you could tell he kind of just had grown up around nothing but other white folks.
Yeah.
He didn't have any real dealings with people of color.
Right.
You know, and so he was curious, and so I was just like, okay, you know, we was having a little get together at the house and invited him over.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he was like, man, this food is amazing. He, for like a year after that, he bugged me to teach him how to barbecue.
Wow.
He was like, please just
Yeah.
show me how you do it.
Yeah.
And I literally had to show him like a couple of things, but it was fun.
That's cool
But,
though, man.
you know, he broadened his horizons. He probably came into that situation thinking of black people a certain way.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna prejudge. He didn't show me anything that indicated he was racist, but everybody has bias
Yeah.
of some kind or
Right,
another.
right.
So he had to have some prejudgment. That's just how human beings are.
Especially
But-
at our age. He
yeah.
grew up with that.
Right.
So, and then to come into that situation, and not only was I able to be open and, you know,
Mhm.
communicate
Right.
with him and show him some things and really kind of broaden his horizons a little bit. I think he walked away, you know, probably thinking, okay, some of the things that I've been told about black people are untrue.
Right.
And realistically, that's like the and it takes forever, but that's really the only way you're gonna start changing
That's true, man.
these people's attitudes.
It's true.
You see what's up?
It's very true.
I
man.
saw another one. I saw this, and I've seen this lady before. Old white lady with glasses. She's like a professor lady.
Yeah.
She had a bunch of people. I don't know her name, but she had
Yeah.
a bunch of people.
I know who you
I
talking
love
about.
her,
yeah.
dog.
and she
Oh,
had-
damn. I
We
can't
talked about. I talked about her on one of the
Yeah.
earlier episodes.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
The one I saw was she said
Jane Elliott.
Yeah. She
Yes.
Yeah.
She told
Yes.
like if you're white in this group, if you this is just for the white people. If you want to be treated how black people in America are treated, please stand up.
And a few people stood up.
Nobody stood up. She said, "Y'all didn't,
No.
y'all didn't get the question."
The first time
The
she
first
said,
time a
the
few
first time
people
she said it, a few
stood
people
When I
stood up.
saw
Yeah.
nobody. This
No,
must
it's
have
the
been
same one, but I think
No,
it
because
was
she has
very
done that
few.
multiple times.
no, because she said
okay.
no.
She has done that
She
multiple
said
times.
she said herself. I guess y'all didn't understand the question because no one stood up. Again, you're white. If you're white, would you want to be treated like black people treated in America?
Right.
Again, this is telling me that you're okay with what's happening to black people.
Like
Right.
you recognize
She
that
said
there's a
you
different.
recognize.
Right.
Exactly.
And
You
you recognize
recognize
what
that
she
there's
said.
a different. There's a
There's
difference,
something different.
and it's something
Yeah.
you wouldn't want for yourself.
Right.
Now the question you have to ask, or something she said.
She said,
was
"I
like,
want to know
like,
why."
why you're okay
Why
with
you're
it.
Right.
okay with
Yeah,
it?
I
Why
was
don't
like,
you
okay.
do
I
anything
said, okay.
to
She's the
stop
same
it,
one
man?
I saw that shows the map. Where, if you notice, where most white people live, the map is like Greenland's this big, it's as big as goddamn South
Right.
America and shit. Hey, but she also says that, and look how Africa's a big continent, but they kind of short.
They made it
kinda
smaller.
Make
Yeah.
it look, and then South America's all skinny, but all this up here is huge.
Yeah.
You know, I
Matter
saw
of
her
fact,
do
man,
that one.
you know my boy Chris, that he came on, he called in a few times.
Mhm.
So he travels back and forth to Africa a lot, right?
Mhm.
And he has a team of people who are actually taking the map and they're going to do a map of the real size of the continents.
What it's
Because
I've seen there's other people who've done
Yeah.
projects like
Yeah.
that. I've seen those where they actually show you because the map that we look at, the map that we know, all grew
Right.
up learning, is basically warped. It doesn't give you the accurate size representations of the continents. And the thing about it is they try to say, oh no, it's just because. When you take something that's round and you try to make it flat, it distorts and blah blah blah.
Okay.
Like, no, there's a way you can
still
draw
make
the
it
map
bigger.
with accurate representations
Right.
of how these land
Right.
masses are actually doing. What they actually look like in comparison to each other. It's like, no, that can be done,
Yeah.
and it can be done accurately. We have enough
And
satellites
it's not
now.
hard. It's not anything, dude. To
Yeah,
draw the
just
map
draw the shit.
accurately is not something that's extra hard to do. It's just as easy to draw the map accurately as it is to draw it inaccurately.
Right.
It's just a bunch of bullshit
Right.
because that's what they wanted to do.
Right. And we got
Period.
pictures from space, so we can actually see how the fuck it should be drawn up.
Right.
You can see it.
And that's what I'm saying. We have the capacity now to be more accurate than ever. There's no
Right.
reason we
I
shouldn't.
was
be.
going to address something Burley said, where he said the military broke a lot of
Broke
that.
a lot of those stereotypes
which is true
down.
because
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in the military, and I met people that I have to show on a map. That's where I'm from. Oh, can you drive there? They had no clue that Puerto Rico existed. These were dudes, and then I met dudes from the middle of. If I went there, they'd probably hang my ass from these little towns. They're from the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Never seen my brother when he first joined the Navy, and back in 1980, he said they're all there. He was these two white dudes that were looking nervous and looking around, all excited. You all right? I ain't never seen a black man in real life. My brother looked at him like, what do you mean? I've never seen a black man in real life, only on TV. Where the fuck are you from, man? He said, well, black people ever come to where I'm from in Nebraska somewhere. My brother was like dumbfounded, like, it's 1980. You ain't never seen, unless it's on TV, I ain't never seen a black person real. So they're looking at him like, they ain't had nothing against it, but to them, they were like,
It was.
they do exist. Like, like,
Oh, that shit is
like,
real?
oh, look. That's,
crazy.
and, but my brother's thinking, you lived 18 years of life and never saw a black person ever in America? You didn't go nowhere. You didn't do shit. You just stayed in your little town, and that's what it was. They never went anywhere. They were from this little farming town and never left. They didn't have
Both
to,
of-
and no black people would go through there. Like, I'm not trying to go through the corn and shit. Fuck
Look,
all that.
Both my brothers were in the Navy, and that's one of the things that they talk about a lot is the different. Of course, they traveled and did all that kind of stuff, and met people from all kinds of places. So it was just like you actually get the chance to get out there and meet people and see different cultures, see different countries, understand how we get treated in different parts of the world. You know, some places you can go and be black. Yeah, you're gonna always, you know, if you're not in a black country, you're gonna run into some racism.
Right.
But if you are in some countries, it's not like America. It's not like you just walking down the street and gonna see hate symbols posted up outside of on the back of people's trucks and shit like that.
All they see when they see you is American dollars. Come on, bring them American dollars to us. That's all they see. Like,
that's it. They don't care.
But other than that, though, just to meet the people from America itself, you know, people that I'm not going to Nebraska. I never been to Nebraska. I don't give a fuck about Nebraska, so I don't know nobody there. But those dudes might have met me in the military. And, oh shit, you know, like okay, so. All right, so are you black or are you what are you? I said, I remember one friend of mine, black dude, kid of mine, I forget his name. I think his name was Bruce. He come over one day. He had never met my dad, but he met my mom. And my mom's dark skinned, you know, sister, Taino, a black from Puerto Rico. My dad is white, so he come in. We're in my room. He went to use the bathroom. He come running back. Yo, what's wrong? Yo, there's some white dude over there kissing your mom. Man. What you talking about? I go look. Oh man, that's my dad, man. Your dad is white, man? Yeah, I didn't know your dad was white, man. I thought if your dad was white, you'd be white. I'm like, but my mom was black, man. He said, that's why I thought you were black, because you don't have white in you. I'm like, no, man. He was surprised that he saw that. He's like, there's white people where you from? I'm like, oh, man, from where I'm from, there's the color white of milk to purple black.
Yeah.
We're all colors where I come from. You know, we got mixed with everybody. You know, so it was surprising. But you meet people, man. I've met people from places that I wouldn't even think about it, and then hearing them talk about how they grew up before their dad joined the military or something, or when they would go home, they don't really like your kind where I'm from, man. I don't know why. Y'all are cool with me. I'm like, if you take the time to come hang out with me, y'all would see that. A lot of us say, the bad people you got, we got them too.
Yeah.
But we got cool people too, you know. So it's something so the military does kind of break that up. Plus you gotta think, I may not like you, nigga. But in this hole, we got to protect each other. Exactly, so after a few bullets go by, we homies now. I don't give a fuck what they say back home. I'll tell the Grand Poop, I know my boy Rucker's cool. Leave him the fuck alone.
For real,
you know, he saved my ass.
Said the Grand Poop,
you know, or the Grand Wizard or whatever.
A little while ago, Burley had said he had mentioned this guy named Ashra Kwesi, right? And I had heard his name before, but I wasn't sure who he was, so I just looked him up. And so I'm assuming that he had put him up there in terms of when we were talking about the map and, you know, Africa and all of that stuff. And basically who this guy is, he's a lecturer, African and Nile Valley civilization historian.
Okay.
Him and his wife, Marira Kwesi, are lecturers on African history, civilization, religion, and culture. He said they present lively and dynamic slide presentation, productions, and videos based on their extensive study on the travel of their travel on the African continent. Yeah, and I was looking at on the Facebook. They do these tours, these really extensive tours, and they take you into like some of the you know, the ancient Egyptian pyramids and things like that, and give you all of this backstory.
That's cool.
And it was also saying that it says the national and international lecturers also conduct the Kemet Nu Know Thyself educational tours to Egypt and Ethiopia. Brother and sister Kwesi link the historical with the present in order to bring our story to life. That's pretty good, man. I'm gonna have to check them out, man.
Right. Seriously, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, man.
Superimposing flatlands on a mass sphere. So yeah.
Part of the problem with maps has a lot to do with that's what you was just reading.
Right.
That Mercator projection is definitely racist. That's the one that lady talks
most definitely.
About.
Yeah.
She shows. He said the Mercator. Yeah. I wasn't sure what that meant. I guess that's who drew the fucking map.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. So yeah, but that's exactly right, Ron, for sure.
That's crazy,
man. So, did you ever figure out what it was you wanted to? You was trying to remember?
Was it something I was trying to remember?
Ooh, that's some good
Ooh,
green.
that's some good
Was it something I was trying to remember?
Yeah, remember in the beginning you said, something I wanted to bring up, but I can't remember what it is.
Oh,
right
no,
now.
yeah, I've been forgot about that.
It's gone.
Yeah, that's long gone. That's long gone.
He might have actually said it just.
Yeah,
Right.
I might have got it
That's what he
out.
was
Yeah,
saying.
Right.
Shit.
never know.
Well, in the spirit of our 28-day month,
Right.
I wanted to bring light to a couple of people, man. I was watching this thing about Nick Cannon. Y'all may have seen it. It was on Instagram. He was bringing light to this young brother named Tyler Gordon,
Okay.
right? And he was born with some type of birth defects and things like that.
Okay.
I think it was his hearing is really bad or whatever. He can't hear as well as he should. I think he's a little autistic. I'm not sure, but I believe he's a little autistic. But anyway, he has a really strong knack for painting, and his mother's a painter.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
Yeah, his
Okay.
mother's a painter, and so he said that one day he had a dream, and God told him that he was supposed to be a painter. So he woke up, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. He ran to his mother's room, and he was like telling her, "Hey, I'm supposed to be a painter. I want to paint." And she was basically like, "Boy, go to bed." You know what I'm saying? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
It's just this is what he do.
So I think he said the next night he had the same dream. God was also telling him again, "You need to paint." So he went, told his mom again the next morning, and she went and she gave him whatever he needed to paint with, and his first painting was like amazing.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, and he does these really lifelike pictures of people.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he does these portraits and they're like black and white. You know what I'm saying? So he's using like negative and positive, you know what I'm saying, when he does the paintings, and they are so lifelike. Man, y'all gotta look this little guy up. He's a little teenager. I want to say he's 15 years old.
And it's Tyler Gordon.
Yes, Tyler Gordon, Tyler Gordon. He's a painting prodigy, man. He has this thing called Portraits of Power. Nick Cannon, when Nick Cannon brought him on his show, and Nick Cannon, his baby son just passed.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I forgot about
So he wanted to give him this painting, and he when he unraveled it, he took the covering off of it. It was a painting that that Nick Cannon had, a picture where he was holding his son.
Oh.
And it
He
was
saw it
so
off the internet.
yeah, it was so dope,
That's
man.
cool.
And
That's love.
yeah, he almost started tearing up. Well, he did start tearing
Yeah,
up. He was
I
like,
can
look,
imagine.
nigga was like, "Man, was the whole point of this to get me to cry on TV, man?" Again. Yeah, but that was real. That was dope, man. And the dude is real talented, bro. Y'all gotta check him out, man. Tyler Gordon, most definitely. One
I
other
loves
person-
me some art.
Man, I know, right? One other person I wanted to give a little shine to, it's all right. Her name is Colonel Meryl Tingisdal.
She cooks chicken.
Tingisdal, yeah. It says she's the first and only African American woman to fly the United States Air Force's U-2 spy plane.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty.
And what's her name again?
It's Meryl, Merryl Tingsdal.
Tingsdal.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll spell that because it's Tengesdal. If y'all wanted to
Oh,
look
like
her up.
Ting.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Ting.
That's almost double good.
Yeah.
Because she's a woman for one, and then
Right.
a black woman.
Exactly.
A woman flying,
Flying
come
a
on
spy. Yeah, man.
but
That's
how
pretty
far.
dope, man.
I mean, that's how far. Like again, the military.
Yeah.
It like
She
even
is
though
hella-
there is some shit
she's
in
hella
there,
decorated
they'll let
too,
you do it.
man.
That's
As
cool.
much as I may have my disagreements
That's cool.
with the
Shit.
American military, the American military industrial complex,
Right.
you have to admit joining the military as a way to get out of a
Yeah.
lot of situations
Yeah.
and be able to not only broaden your horizons,
Right.
but you, like we've
Good
been
help.
talking about,
Good
you
help.
meet other people and do different things. You know,
That
it
you
really
otherwise
would
not
never get
Right.
the chance to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you gotta admit, and this is why I say, I think, like not necessarily military service, but some type of government service for like teenagers
Mandatory.
would, you know, even if it's just 2 years,
Right.
you do some, like 2 years mandatory, some kind of government service.
Yeah.
Not only do you get training, but you get experience. You do,
Right.
you know, you
Right.
you benefit from that.
Yeah,
Then
you
you
do.
could take that experience and
Right.
go on with it, or you might
Right.
choose to stay
And-
and work in the government
Right.
some form of
Right.
fashion.
Right.
Someone
Or end up
something that you
retiring.
love.
Yeah,
Right.
you might say, okay, I do want to join the military. You
just
go
stay
do
there.
that for your little mandatory
Absolutely.
service. But you might say,
Absolutely.
okay, I want to
I like
serve
this.
in, you know, the government in some form of
Right.
fashion. Be a
Right.
park ranger, anything.
Absolutely,
You know,
man.
and if you join right after high school, like we say for young kids, by the time you're 38, you're retired.
Yeah,
Right.
If you stay. So now you're
Right.
38, you can start a whole nother career.
thank you.
You know,
Yeah,
and go
that's
another
true.
20, 30 years to do that. So now you
That's
got a
true.
check that's coming forever, and now you're gonna do something different, so that could help you out.
Yeah.
You know, but like Bobby Blackhand said,
Talk about
it's
some
because you
love.
would love it. That's why I stayed.
Name of the episode. Let's talk about some love.
You know, it's and it is what it is. What is it? What is love? Is it?
What is the opposite?
What is the
of
opposite of love?
is?
Yeah.
And
So
most people say hate.
Well, hold on. I'll pose this question in the chat. So if either you chat or if you feel like it, you're welcome to call in.
yeah,
But
please call.
what
in.
do you think the opposite of love is?
Without looking it up first.
Right, right.
Don't look it up first.
You
Look it
know,
up
you can
already.
type it in the chat, or you can, you know, like I said,
Right,
give us
right.
a call, let us know. But
Most
just be
definitely.
interested to see what y'all might think, because in looking into this, we were a bit surprised.
Right,
Yes,
right.
I
You
found a
know,
whole bunch
right.
of
We
shit
were
that-
we were a
Absolutely.
bit surprised. So you know, give y'all
But
a
it makes, but what we found out to me makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but to give y'all
We're gonna
give y'all a
give y'all
second.
a few minutes.
A second.
Y'all
Look.
tell us what y'all
Cue-
think. We want to see something in the chat, or either y'all call in, and then we'll really get
Cue
into
the Jeopardy music.
Ain't nobody gonna call in.
No.
Somebody say
it. You
something.
gotta do that
You
part.
gotta
now.
Say something.
Okay.
Hey man, what's up, Better
Yeah. Stop flipping the squares in the background.
Right?
You know, I should have
Flipping
those,
squares. Hold on, man. We ain't talk about that on
I
the.
should
Right,
have,
right.
I
Well,
should
it
have,
is the Daily Smoke.
yo, I should have Radio Raheem on.
You know what I'm saying?
should have had that on there. Like,
Oh
let me
shit.
get to
Oh,
Montreal
man.
on that motherfucker.
Love and hate, man.
So, well, I guess nobody wants to participate.
Yeah, nobody participates. But remember, we got a lag too.
Right?
Oh,
So
that
we're gonna
is
give
true.
them a little bit more.
Okay, we'll
bit
give them a
more
minute
time.
more.
You
Give
know
them a
what I'm
minute more.
saying?
They just now seeing us say it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But like, you know, most people, 80% of people are gonna say hate.
Yeah.
Love and hate. Love,
Yeah.
hate, love, hate. That's just
Most
what it is.
definitely.
You
I
know?
think anybody who doesn't do any type of research on that, the first thing that's gonna come to mind is hate.
You know, that's what you think
Yeah.
automatically. You know,
Yeah,
okay, well,
most
I love
definitely.
something or I hate something.
And it makes sense until you really do a little research.
Yeah.
Until you really even if you just stop and kind of think about it.
Right. Right.
Right.
But it takes that moment, and most people don't, because you
exactly.
you
'Cause
just
there's
hear
no
those
reason.
terms used as opposites
Love,
all
hate,
the
love,
time.
hate, love, hate. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
what we think. That's what
Two
we.
emotions.
That's what it must be. It
I mean,
must
look at the even the love songs. It's a thin line
Yeah.
between love and hate.
be.
You know,
and that's not too far fetched. It's not too far.
Right.
no, that
Right.
actually is
Right.
is not. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
not too far fetched. It's right there. You know, the difference can be. You know.
And I remember earlier, man, I wanted to say, because you said, it was something you said about love and hate. You were sitting over there. It was something you said, I wanted to address it.
When I said that for me to hate you, I have to care about you.
Right, yes, that. So, I was going to say, you know what? But that's even situational.
Right.
Because you got racist people. They hate you, and they don't know you.
They don't know you, but you matter to them. You're in the
Okay.
back of their head.
Yeah.
You know, because even if you go on a very base level, they're afraid of us.
Right. So there's some connection.
We hold it.
there's
Even
some
if it's just a
connection.
place of fear,
Yeah.
there's an emotional attachment to you in there, or a representation of you or what you represent in their head that they are afraid of.
That makes sense.
So
Makes sense.
there has to be some emotional.
Emptiness, void.
You're
Well,
not far off
No,
there,
you're not
Burley.
far off.
either.
You are not far
Yeah.
off there, Burley. So
Very, very, very close, actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
really.
You burning up, dog. You
You
burning up.
getting hotter. You getting hotter. You getting hotter. You getting hotter. Come on. Ah, you getting cold. You getting cold. Come on back. Come on back to us. Come on back to us. But either
man.
way, though, since we can't.
Yeah,
wait
we
forever.
can't just sit here all
So
day.
in other words, like in them game shows,
Right.
Time's up. Time's up.
you know.
So, I'll address this and then I'll let one of y'all take it. So, when I found out what the opposite of love really is, it made perfect sense to me. And then as I thought about hate, I said to myself, hate would only be the opposite of love, like ice is the opposite of water. Because ice and water are still the same thing, still has the same makeup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But one is a solid and one is a liquid.
what about vapor though that has water?
Vapor also.
So
Because
then
I
we
also said it, when I said it
Right.
originally, I said vapor. The
Right.
only thing I didn't say, the only reason why I just chose ice is because you put enough vapor on something, then you see the water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So ice is a solid object and water is liquid,
Right.
but they still have the same chemical makeup.
Right.
So it's the same thing essentially, you know, with just a slight variation. And that's the same thing with love and hate. They're both emotions.
They're
Same
two
emotion.
sides of the same coin.
Exactly.
But it's not an opposite. It's not a north and south.
Exactly.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
ends of spectrum. Basically.
Exactly. So, who wants to reveal what the real answer is?
Go ahead, Benelos.
What is it? It is apathy.
Yeah.
Is
Apathy.
The opposite of hate is apathy, indifference, and fear. Fear could also be used as the opposite of love because which brings in apathy and other things. But then with apathy, those like you said, you're in the back of your head. With apathy, you don't exist anymore. I don't even
Yeah.
think about
I
you.
don't
There's
feel
it's
anything
void,
toward,
like
you know.
like Burley said.
Yeah,
it's
void,
of
empty.
emotion. It's
Yeah.
emptiness.
Right.
Because
So-
love is like the pinnacle of emotion when you think about it. When you love, when you're, when we talk about love, we talking about real deep commitment type
Right.
love. We're not
Hand
talking
over
about
hand
lust.
Right.
in love.
Right.
So yeah, right. We talking about serious, deep, bonded connection kind of love. You know what I mean? So when we're talking about that, that's the pinnacle of emotion. That's the height of emotion because that person is everything to you. You know, and you, if it's reciprocated, then of course you to them, and that's a bond that's not easy to obtain. The opposite of that would be absolutely nothing.
Right.
Just-
Absolutely nothing.
Feeling like nothing matters, nothing exists, you know, whatever. So that's really what the opposite of it would be.
Right.
And then what you said about love and deep love, I got something here. It's 16 characteristics of real love.
Okay.
And it says, love. It makes the girl go round, right? Well, at least that's how how the saying should be, but is it true? It should be, but so many people confuse love with things like jealousy and possessiveness. True love isn't either one of those things. But so there are these characteristics of real love. One is love means saying goodbye to expectations,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
right?
Right. I agree with that.
'Cause if you got no expectations,
I agree.
I
That's
love you. I don't
true
give
love.
a fuck what you do. I love
I'm
you.
accepting
You know what you're talking about?
Mm.
Unconditional love.
Right.
Because there's a difference.
That's that unconditional acceptance.
Right.
And there's a difference between those two. But then number two is love doesn't play the victim role or blame others.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one. Number three is love includes letting go.
That's right.
And how they say, if you love something,
Let it go.
free if
It
it
comes
comes back.
back.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and that's what pretty much means. Even if it don't come back, you still love it, but you give
Yeah.
it its freedom. I said, love doesn't require you to continue a relationship. See?
Mhm.
So in
That's
other words,
true.
we're
That's
not
true.
together, but I still love her, but
That's right.
you know,
That's
you can't hang with
absolutely
me
true.
though.
I lived that. And
Yeah.
most of us
Right.
have lived that.
That's how my relationship is with my ex-wife. Yeah,
Still love her, but
Yeah.
not.
we family.
You know,
Right.
Me and her are family, but the relationship wasn't the thing. But
Right.
me and her, good man.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
number 5 is love has no room for jealousy.
True.
That's true.
Yep. And then again,
That's
love is the
absolutely right.
absence of fear.
I wanted to ask you about that when you said fear is the opposite of love. I wanted to know how.
Yeah.
Like, what was the
Well,
explanation? for
what
that?
I had read is something that's like, you can't have love without fear or indifferences. So even though they're not the opposite, you can't have one without the other. And then it's like love is the opposite of fear, as is the opposite of indifference, as is the opposite of hate. Some shit like that is what I had read. It's in there.
Okay.
Something.
I'm trying to see how like I'm trying to make it make sense to me.
Let me see if I kept that somewhere.
So
It broke it down somehow. You can't have one
Fear.
without the other.
That's what we need one.
Fear is one of the. Some people say that that's the opposite of love. Fear, because you fear something, you're not gonna never love it or think good about it because you're scared of it.
But you could fear someone
the
that you love.
absence of fear.
Yeah.
There are people who love their parents, but because they might have been, say, abusive,
So they fear.
you're afraid of them.
Yeah. So it's not quite love.
Yeah, that's
It's almost like the opposite of it. For that.
that's almost like an unhealthy dependency.
Right. So another one is a real love is love is not needing or wanting. You don't want anything from that person, or you don't need anything from that. You're
Right,
just
you
with that
just
person.
want that
you
person.
choose to have that person in your life.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's not like, oh, I need you here to help me pay bills. I need
Right.
I want you here
No.
because I want to have sex off.
Right.
You
Now
know,
that,
so-
that there is a level to the 3 different dimensions of love, and that's one of them. Where I love you, but only for this little bit,
Yeah.
and I love you for these 2 little bit. I forget if I might have them in there. There's 3 different things that if you love somebody this way, like you said, that's the kind of love you're giving them. Maybe like not a compassionate or some other type of love is what they were saying.
Yeah.
But then it says here, number 8 is love is an action, not a feeling. And then number 9.
Well, if love was an action and not a feeling, then doesn't that kind of contradict like what we said in the beginning with love being an emotion?
And it could
And
be.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's one.
Well, no, and the reason I'm
Opinion,
saying that is
yeah.
because love is something that scientists have been studying more and more because it's something that is they can't figure this shit out really. So
Yeah.
these are different people will tell you different things. That's why I
Right.
said some will say the opposite of love is fear.
Yeah.
No, the opposite of love is
Indifference,
Indifference.
apathy, and
no,
stuff.
the opposite of love is hate. No,
Yeah.
the opposite of love is this, and they all try to break it down. So I had read something about in the past 20 years they've strived more in doing this, and back in the 70s some senator had opposed a lot of these scientists saying, look, y'all are just wasting our money, taxpayers' money researching this shit, come on now. But ever since then they've been researching it more and trying to figure it out, and
Is it a chemical response?
and then like you said, how
Yeah,
it's
right.
how you said it's like an action, because they say like when you're in love, it fucks with your brain a certain way that it's like the highest level of what can fuck with your brain is love.
Endorphins.
You know, and it just brightens up the cerebral something in your head. It brightens it up. It's
They
like
did.
it's
They
like
did
you were in
studies that
love.
actually show that heartbreak, like having a bad relationship ending or something
Mhm.
like that. So you deeply in love with somebody, a marriage, divorce
Mhm.
situation, can literally physically cause heart damage.
Right.
And there is a such thing as people dying from because like the pain that you feel in your chest when you're
Broke my heart.
when a relationship or something goes bad,
Yeah.
that can actually be physical damage
Yeah.
to your heart. Emotional response can cause a physical reaction in the heart that can damage it to the point where you could die from it. It is
know what I'm
possible,
saying?
You broke
and
my
there's
heart.
been recorded cases of it happening.
You know why that doesn't surprise me? Because you see a lot of situations where you have these older couples who've been together for 50 plus years and could be perfectly healthy, and one of them passes, and then a month later or a week later, the other one dies.
My grandparents, both on my dad's side, both lived to be 101.
Yeah.
Okay, They died within 6 months of each other.
Yeah.
Because when he passed, literally, we were at his funeral, and she said, "Well, I guess I'll be following him pretty soon."
Yeah.
I
6
have
months
two
later.
cases of that.
At 101 years old, I'd be like, "Ooh, I can go next." I mean, right now, 'cause
Right.
I'm 101.
But she had said, because he had been, my grandpa had been like real, poor, his health had gone downhill as he gotten older. And so she was like, basically, she said, I'm just here to take care of him.
Yeah.
And then once he was gone, she was like, well, I don't have
Got it.
nothing else to do no more. I can go now.
Yeah, I have two cases of that. My grandparents, they were together almost like 70 plus years because they met when they were like real young.
Yeah.
Got married. This is how it came to be.
Right.
God damn it.
My grandmother passed first. They was both in the same, same hospital, if you want to call it that. My grandmother passed first. After she passed, an hour later, my grandfather passed.
Wow. She went
Then I
over
have
there.
a neighbor across the street that I've known like forever. They were like up in their ages. His wife died first. A year later, after she died, because he was just so
Yeah.
he couldn't, he deteriorized,
Yeah.
and then he passed because he was like, gotta go.
Yeah.
But to your point
You know,
about
man.
heart disease and stuff, it says here the impact of
T.
love.
Marie. She's stupid.
Yes.
It's the one you retarded.
So they say the impact of love.
Okay.
It says love, attachment, and affection have an important impact on well-being and quality of life. Loving relationships that have been linked to lower risk of heart disease, decreased risk of dying after a heart attack, better health habits, increased longevity, lower stress levels, less depression, and lower risk of diabetes.
That's why your diabetes went away.
So my shit went away because hey, I'm in love. I love
Amy taking care of her business. She taking
Right.
care of her man.
Right.
It's funny because reading through some of this stuff and it tells you, how to practice it and do stuff like that, and a lot of it is what we practice, and it's pretty much communication. And like
Yeah.
we said, don't expect anything. This is what we do. This is what I don't know, Scam. I'm sorry, Scam. I don't know your ass.
I know,
You have to
right?
go. But yeah, so so I learned a lot of different things. But and then keeping going on, love is unconditional.
Yeah.
It says love means putting other people's needs equal to or before your own.
Yeah.
That means love. Another one is love is the highest vibrating emotion that there is. And it says, well, science has proven that emotions like love and fear have very different vibrations. They can actually measure them. Love vibrates very fast, whereas fear-based emotions, think jealousy, possessiveness,
Vibrate at a lower frequency, right?
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
hatred, greed, etc. vibrate very low.
Yeah.
When you
That makes
when you
so
love
much
when
sense,
you love
man.
completely unconditionally, there is no fear involved. That's
Yeah.
what they're saying about fear. There's no fear involved. The vibrations of love make you feel good all the time.
Yeah.
And that's how they do. One is real high and one's lower. And I guess that's when you start thinking that fuck that bitch.
You know, man, speaking of that, it's really something to frequencies and vibrations, man. It's a lot to that, man. It's really like there's a whole science behind that stuff, man. Like when I was in school for music, they taught us a lot about vibrations and frequencies, different frequencies and things like that. There's a certain frequency. It's like I think it's 433 or something. I can't remember the number off the top, but there's a frequency that you can use. You can set your music at that frequency, and it tends to resonate with people a whole lot more than if you don't have your music at that frequency. And a lot of huge like songs that have like hit the mainstream and just blew up, a lot of those songs are at that frequency.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Brown noise?
Yeah, so then and then it continues.
Brown noise.
It says love requires attention. Love understands and accepts. It says love requires attention. Love understands and accepts differences, and then love varies in how it is expressed and accepted. So different ways people give and receive love: words, act of service, giving gifts, spending time together, and touch.
That's that love languages.
That's exactly what it says. It's important to discover other people's love language, so you can understand each other and give love in a way that that person recognizes it.
Right.
So it's very interesting. I mean, like I said, there's a bunch of shit. There's so many. There's compassionate compassionate love versus passionate love. There's a difference between those two different types of love, and I think that's the one where you get to where, like I said, one is compassionate love is characterized by mutual respect, attachment, affection, and trust. Passionate love is characterized by intense emotion, sexual attraction, anxiety, and affection. And those are what I was saying. We're just together because I need you to pay my bills. I don't fuck. You're passionately in love with her, but you're not compassionately in love with that person. You want some pussy. So I'm that's why I guess it starts with a P.
Right. Exactly.
Compassion. Compassionate love.
Pussy.
Pussy.
Passion.
Passion. Pussy.
That's the name of a strip club.
Right.
Passion pussy.
There is a passion.
Well, yeah.
Oh man.
T asked where you reading that from.
From these papers right here. It's actually called. You can read it at. It's www.verywellmind.com/theories of love. That's where I'm getting it from. And again, I've saw other stuff that kind of contradicts some of this. That's why they say there's something that they study it, but it's like it changes all the time. But they're all kind of on the same path with some of that, and
they're still trying to figure out how our brains work.
Right. I even read some parts where how love is put in the Bible. And I was Corinthians or something. They talk about love is this. I'm not all that religious. I don't read the Bible, but I do see certain things. And I think that it ended with of all the things that we do is love, hope, and faith. Yeah. But the greatest one of each one of those three is love. So that beats all of them. So.
Hey, let me say this right quick. Yeah. I know you say you don't read the Bible, right? Because you're not religious.
Right.
Okay. So, I haven't read the whole Bible because I haven't been able to get all the way through it yet. I keep starting over. You know what I'm saying? I get so far and I stop and I start over. If you can get past Genesis, because Genesis is a doozy, boy. That's a motherfucker. Genesis is hard to get. And this begat this and this begat. And you got this, bro.
When I was trying to read the whole Bible, I probably read Genesis like 20 times.
Yes, man.
Because I kept restarting it. Yeah.
But there are certain stories in the Bible that are really, really, really good stories, man. It really is.
Right. And I've read some of it.
That'll trip you out. It's some shit that'll be like, what? Like, why would God do that? And but it's some really good stories in there, man. So if you just like to read and you're not a religious person and you never read the Bible, just read it for a good story. If you can get past Genesis, you're gonna dig a lot.
My advice: start in the middle.
Right.
You get those little things that have you skipping around.
Yeah.
You're reading. Ishmael and Isaiah, because them dudes weren't named Mark and Luke and shit.
Right.
Isaiah. So you read Ishmael and Isaiah and Hamad, and so it tells you how to break it down. And by the time you're done with it, you supposedly had read the whole Bible. And shit.
Say word.
So like I said, it's a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's a whole, like Bobby said, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother show. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to get into that.
That's
man.
that biblical show. That's when my leg gonna be hurt.
Right?
That's when my foot gonna hurt. I'm coming for that.
Yeah, I might have to put my leg in the shop for that show.
But check it out, man. I want to say this before we log off and everything, man. I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you. We appreciate y'all. We almost at 100. At 1,000. We only need probably less than 40 now. So please pass the word, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And please don't forget, go to the website. We need traffic through the website for a lot of reasons. One is because we're also trying to help. If you haven't heard, we're trying to help bring awareness to and give a donation, a sizable donation to Stand for the Silent.
Just next Monday's
and
show.
Yeah, I'm gonna let.
Yeah, that's next Monday's show. The president, Kurt Smalley, I think is his name. He's coming onto the show. He won't be here in person, but he'll be live with us to tell his story about his son and his organization and stuff like that. And we were trying to see if we give him a donation from us and our whole family. You guys, the viewers, are included in that. So we want everybody to donate so that we can present him with a donation from us.
Definitely.
You can send your donation to the Cash App. It's a $sign ELPPR, and in the for section put SF. Stand for the silent.
Stand for the silent.
Yeah.
SFT. S.
Yes, yeah.
SFTS.
Put that in there so we know that's that, and then all the proceeds of this, of course, go to him. We don't keep none of that.
Most definitely.
And we're gonna give part of it, and we just want to be able to have you guys give us some. If you want, you can wait till the 21st, and we can have his Cash App or where to send money. You can just send it to him there, and he'll see that you're giving as we're doing the show. If you do give directly to them, make sure you say that if you heard about it from us,
Right.
so that he knows that yes,
Right.
we try to do the best we can. That we wanted to, help you as best, and maybe from here on out, people that just watch the show, they'll just see it and give.
Yeah,
And we just would want you to put down that from the Daily Smoke, so that he knows that we're contributing. We're trying to be more community aware. We hope to have more organizations on. If you have one that you want us to look at and
Yes,
think about,
please,
let us know.
please.
We'll try to get
we
something
love
for
that
them.
about
Most
a charity.
definitely,
It's
most
a good
definitely.
organization.
Because we're actually trying to fill up one of our parts of our page on the website with
Organizations.
different organizations, different charities, and things like that. Because we're here for the community, we're here for the people. That's why we call it People's Podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But seriously, folks, it is for a very, very worthy cause.
Yes,
it's for
it is.
kids that's been bullied.
Yes.
Some of whom have taken their lives from being bullied.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
crazy.
mean? So this organization is very, very. It's a great cause, man.
Oh, man,
so y'all, please, man.
That's all now.
Because these are our kids. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? These
Right.
are our kids. This is our future. So we gotta support, man. So y'all go. Make sure y'all go to the website. You can get to all of our social medias on the website. And make sure you don't forget.
Anything
Don't
about
forget
the
to
smoke.
vote. Yeah.
Don't forget to vote.
I completely forgot. Thank you, T.
Yeah, thank you.
Early voting has started in the Texas primaries. So if you are registered to vote, get out there and vote. I don't care who you vote for, just go vote.
Yeah, but do your research.
Please
do a
do
little
your
research.
research.
Don't just vote for somebody
Yeah,
because
don't just be
of
Don't
anything.
just- Don't just
black,
vote for a
do a
Republican or a
white,
Democrat.
See what
Vote
they-
for who's actually trying to make your life better.
in your
Absolutely.
community. Yeah. But don't forget though, now that they changed them lines, make sure you ain't in the right spot.
Right.
Well,
Right.
part
Make
of
sure
the thing
y'all
is
your
right
shit is
now,
straight.
part of the thing right now is it's early voting. So you can actually, as long as you're in the county that you're in, you can vote anywhere.
So you can go
As
any
long as you
spot.
registered to vote. Now, one of the things that has been happening is a lot of people showing up to vote and finding out they ain't registered no more. So hopefully you double check your stuff to make sure that you can. But please get out and vote, y'all.
Most definitely.
For Brother
Most
Ron.
definitely. And so, appreciate you, my brother Ron. Love you, man. Can't wait till you get back, brother. And we're gonna keep it rolling for you, man. And once again, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all for being here every Monday and Wednesday. And don't forget about Tuesdays and Thursdays. We got something
Go
for
check
y'all
that out.
every day now, every day of the week.
Come and watch me
Friday,
and this nigga be nerds.
yeah, y'all can come watch us
Right,
be.
right.
We nerd out real bad on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? Real bad. So y'all come check it out, laugh with us,
Right.
chill with us. You know what I'm saying? I'm your boy Big Ruck,
Brother Los,
Brother
who
Jan.
loves you the most,
the Ghost,
Coast to coast.
from coast to coast.
and we are the Daily Smoke, and we are out. See y'all Wednesday.
We